Okay, good evening, folks. This is the In the Paint YouTube live stream going on tonight. We're on this live stream on YouTube every Friday night between the hours of 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got a realist talk in sports. Tonight, we have some very interesting topics to discuss. One in particular disturbs me, and I'm sure many other people out there that are sports fans and just human beings in period. Mr. Gareon Conley, who is a second-year cornerback in the NFL. The team that he plays for escapes me at the time, but he was falsely accused of raping a young woman. She accused him of rape, and it never got, and he never got indicted by the grand jury. So we're dealing with false accusations, which I think is troubling enough. But Mr. Conley, what he's doing now is he is now suing this woman, and rightfully so. I think this woman should receive jail time, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. As a matter of fact, just a little bit. I'm just waiting for a few people to call in and join me. Also on tonight's docket, excuse me, these allegations of Lonzo Ball and his torn meniscus injury. Reports are that the Ball camp kind of leaked this to the media. And the reason for that is the fact that they did not want Lonzo to be traded from the Los Angeles Lakers. Um, Before the draft, we all know the father, LeVar Ball. He always wanted his son to stay in the area because, Chino Hills. And he wanted his son to play for the Lakers. And of course, he got drafted with the number two overall pick by the Lakers. And it was like a dream of his. I'm talking about the father, for his sons to play in LA. Due to the fact that the Lakers have been making moves this offseason, there was always a thought that Lonzo might be traded. And of course, the father didn't want to see that. So is this whole allegations thing plausible? It could be. It just might be. So we're going to get into that as well. Also, more moves in the NBA offseason. Kudos to a good game in the World Cup. That was Brazil against Belgium earlier today. Belgium shocking Brazil 2-1. Great game overall. Also, the New York Yankees. I have to throw this out there. The New York Yankees, are they going to be interested in Bryce Harper? Because allegedly, Bryce Harper is taking reps at first base. What's going on with that? It's known that Bryce Harper is a fan of the Yankees. And he will be coming up on free agency very soon. So will he be getting that mega contract with the Yankees? I think the Yankees, at first, I was kind of against the New York Yankees kind of signing him. I was really against that because of his price tag and where's he play? Because normally he's an outfielder. But if he's taking reps at first base, it's supposed to be Greg Bird out there. We all know about Greg Bird. He's injured all the damn time. It's plausible. So waiting for some people to call in and let's see what's happening. Oh boy. All right, folks, hold on. Let's send these people the link again. I don't know why this is going on, but just bear with me for a second. I apologize. Let's see. I have to send this out again. Well, I mean, I sent it out already, but that's okay. Jesus, it's all good. It is what it is. This is part of live broadcasting. That's just what it is, folks. So you're gonna bear with me. Of course, I appreciate that. So let's see what's happening with my people out there. Let's see. Chandler's here. Let's see about this guy. About this guy. And one more person. Let me hold on for a second again. Let's see if I can get this gentleman here. And I'm going to send it again. All right. Hopefully, we'll have some people come in. So thank you again. Once again, this is In the Paint, the realist talk in sports. I appreciate you guys holding on, waiting for me, waiting for my other, especially my co-host, Mr. Mark A. Cunningham, to join aboard and let's see what's happening. So, like I said, I just find I want to talk about this Yankee thing with Bryce Harper again. I got to tell you, I said from the outset, I'm not for that. But if the Yankees have a need at first base, why not bring this guy aboard? The price tag, yeah, it might be hefty, but Harper is a proven commodity. He seems pretty durable to me. He's definitely be an upgrade at anybody else they would have right now at this time. So we're gonna get into this shortly. So I thank you guys again for being patient. And again, this is In the Paint. We're always talking sports. So let's see. I have some people joining me. This is one thing I do not like about this streaming. Okay. Very troublesome at times. Anyway, in other news, let me see something. Hold on for a second again. Let's see what's happening here. I sent out the link, so I'm just waiting for people to join. Let's see what's happening. A double whammy, both at the same time. Good evening, gentlemen.
What's up, Mr. Jones?
What's going on, Sir Chandler? How you doing tonight, brother?
Man, I'm really angry with a lot of Twitter fans right now. So,
Oh boy, what happened now, brother? What happened now? Talk to me.
I'm tired of these stupid people. Um, can't do it anymore. There are
You can't
just
do it
so
no
many
more, brother.
people who call themselves fans, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
only root for their team, only know about their players, don't
Mm-hmm.
watch the sport, but
Right.
want to talk about things like they're experts. You got all these Yankee fans screaming about Sonny Gray when none of them obviously ever watched him pitch. If you ever
Mm-hmm.
watched Sonny Gray pitch, and you guys know I'm a baseball fan. I've always had the baseball package up until this year. So the Yankee
Right.
game was off at 10. I'm still up at 2, 3 in the morning watching West Coast baseball. Okay.
Mm.
Sonny Gray is a number 4 starter. He always has been. He is very
Right.
good against bad teams. He is
Mm.
mediocre against good teams. That is the definition of a number 4 starter. Okay.
Mm. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
You
sir.
got all these. I can't believe Sonny Gray is bad. What did you expect? Oh, but the numbers, first of all, miss me with the analytics. I don't give a damn about spin rate. Okay. Don't tell me about spin rate. Don't tell me about how many swings and misses he gets.
Mm.
Watch the freaking game. Okay.
Right.
Watch the game. Stop telling me what the numbers say, because guess what? His career high in wins is 14. Oh, wins don't matter anymore.
Right.
Yet though, when teams take player pitchers to arbitration, guess what's one of the first things the team uses against them in the arbitration process?
Wins and
So wins
losses.
must matter. So they must matter, huh?
No,
It's
wins are the only thing that matters.
but it's obvious now that
Mm-hmm.
fans don't even watch the sport anymore. I had some dude trying to tell me that Kevin Knox was going to be great this year. I said Kevin Knox is a project.
Oh boy.
Mitchell Robinson is a
Oh boy.
project. It's a
Right.
project. Yeah, but
Right.
I'll come back and see you when they're great. And I said,
Oh
so
God.
what's your point?
He said so.
Exactly.
You hear me,
You know what?
R?
Of course I can hear you. Of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know what? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Hold on for a second, Mac. You know what's funny? The fact that I kind of coined a phrase from you, Mr. Chandler. Fans, short for fanatics. So there you have it, pretty much. They're fanaticals. They don't think logically. They don't think reasonably. You understand? And they don't use their brain cells. So that's why you have these moronic conversations with these people online. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like
they make
like
no sense.
somebody today, Chandler in our Facebook group. I wrote that OKC is short sighted. They were short sighted when they traded when they traded Harden and they had Ibaka and KD and Russ all together and they panicked and didn't want to go into the luxury tax and they They traded Harden, right? So now they're still short-sighted because here they go and they trade for Carmelo, who has a bad contract and he's on the downside of his career. And you know, I like Carmelo. I'm a Carmelo dude, but that is the situation. He had a bad contract. So he opts in and they go into luxury tax hell. And so, you know, I posted that they were short-sighted both times. And the guy goes, so you saying Carmelo is $100 million player? You saying I said I never said that. I said they were short-sighted twice. Read it again.
Jesus, dude. It's ridiculous.
You know,
It's ridiculous.
and you know what's funny with this whole Carmelo thing is it's so many levels to this. You have the superstar player. Well, what passes for a superstar in this generation of the NBA? Okay,
Right.
who can't adjust mentally to not being what he was.
Right.
And Elvin Hayes retired when he still could have played a few more years because he just mentally could not bring himself to be a sixth man. Dr. J,
Right.
and people forget this, Dr. J retired when he really wasn't ready to retire, but the Sixers were like, look, Doc, you ain't gonna be getting the minutes no more. Okay. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We're not telling you to retire, but we not telling you to retire. Okay, this has happened multiple times through the years. Larry Bird didn't want to retire, but his back made him retire. And he could not bring himself to be a sixth man. He couldn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? Mentally, he's like, dude, I'm Larry Bird. I ain't coming off no damn bench. What's wrong with you? I'm Larry Bird.
Look at AI.
Yeah, I get where Carmelo's coming from, and I get why it's so hard for him. How is it that this general manager, who we all say is one of the better general managers in the game, Sam Presti, how in the hell did he not see this? And then you go to Oklahoma City, like you said, okay, they didn't want to give Harden the 5th year, so they broke that up. But now you want to go into salary cap hell because of Raymond Felton and Jeremy Grant and Paul George? Really?
Well, John, what I want to do real quick, I want to get into this Gareon Conley situation.
Right.
You guys and see what you guys think about that. This guy, what team does he play for again? I know he's a second-year cornerback. I escaped him for a moment.
Oakland Raiders.
Okay, for the Raiders. Thank you very much, sir. Plays for Raiders.
Or Las Vegas Raiders. However we want to coin the term.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you, sir. This gentleman, young man, is accused of rape by this young woman.
Wait, who is this? Who is this?
Gareon Conley. He's a second-year cornerback for the Las Vegas / Oakland Raiders.
Okay.
Okay, and he's got falsely accused by a woman of he got accused of raping this woman. Went to the grand jury. They didn't indict Mr. Conley. But now, as it turns out, he wants to sue his accuser because she reportedly, according to him, cost him a lot of money. As far as she made his stock drop in the NFL draft. He had, he had some what's the word I'm looking for? God, I hate that. he had contracts with like Nike and some other people, costing him a good amount of money. And she just cost him, some stuff from his life or whatnot. Besides his freedom, you know what I mean? But it's ridiculous. My thing that pissed me off more than anything, I think this is great that he goes out and tries to sue her. Okay, but what I'm more pissed at is the fact that this woman, any woman, I hate to say this, any woman that falsely accuses any man of rape, they need to see jail. Bottom line. They need to see jail time. Because it's not right. How many times have we seen, and it doesn't have to pertain only to athletes. We've seen stuff in news. You understand? Where guys, they get off after serving a considerable amount of time in jail. wrongly. It's not right. It's not right. For whatever reason, the woman is accusing, and in the case of Mr. Gareon Conley, it's because that he refused her sexual advances, and she was embarrassed and hurt by that. Oh, poor thing. You're feeling unloved, so that's what you go do. How foul is that? That's not right. That is so not right. I'm sorry, but so yeah, people might disagree with me, and that's fine. But this is how I feel. It's just not freaking right. You don't do shit like that. You don't play with anybody's future. Period. End of story. I'm done with my rant.
Well said. Or remember the young man who served time coming out of high school, and he served a bit of a stretch, and he
Mhm,
couldn't. He was highly touted, and he couldn't go to college. He couldn't try to, assume to go to the NFL.
mhm,
And that woman, um, she also won money off of his case,
mhm,
and I believe she had to pay that back. But getting to the Oakland Raider player, that's just wrong. You make it bad for other women who are abused and who are
mhm,
raped, and a lot of times rape victims don't come forward. I don't know the exact numbers, but sometimes they don't come forward when they're raped, and you just make that bad, and it's wrong, like you said, and she should be held accountable for that. She should go to
mhm,
jail, and she should face a fine.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
Uh,
it,
yeah, go ahead, Chandler.
it's disturbing on so many levels because it is so hard for sexual assault victims to come forward.
Right.
And
Right.
when they come forward, they're shamed, they're
Mm-hmm.
blamed, they're asked, "What did you do?" Um, and we're just going to talk women because we're talking about a guy, a woman that accused a man. Um, it is so hard for women, especially when athletes are involved, to be believed.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
and for her to do this, she has just hurt the next 10 women
Yeah.
who actually
Yeah.
Right.
were assaulted. Not the next one, the
Mhm.
next 10.
Right.
Okay, because guess what? The next 10 guys that actually assault the woman are going to say,
I
well,
didn't do that.
remember that
She
other
lying.
woman. You remember that other
Right.
woman lied, so they lying.
Mhm.
And
Exactly.
the the culture in this country, the culture really in a large portion on this planet is that women aren't to be believed. Women are basically to be objectified. All of those things. So listen, man, she needs everything that can happen to her legally to happen
Right.
because she didn't just hurt him. Like I said,
Right.
she's literally hurt the next 10 women that get assaulted.
Mhm. Yeah. Totally. I mean, I think it's a lot of bullshit. When that happens, yeah, great point. With that, just like you said, you're hurting the next 10 women. You understand? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, come on, this really needs to stop. And as my brother put in the chat room, they need to change the laws. For these women that do false accusations. You understand? And make it more serious for them. Because
Right.
you got to stop this because it's going to keep happening over and over again. Like I said
Right.
before earlier, it doesn't just pertain to athletes. It's everyday men that get accused of this and they get thrown in jail for an extended amount of time wrongly. There's something seriously wrong with this. It needs to be fixed. It needs to stop. It needs to end. I can't stand that. I hate these stories.
And you know what, Art?
What's up, brother?
Unfortunately, a lot of the times where this winds up happening with guys
Mm,
being in prison, it is usually interracial. It is
Hmm.
usually
mm,
a black
Yep.
person, black man, accused by a
mm,
white woman,
mm.
Right.
and he's automatically guilty. He's automatically guilty. You
Yeah,
understand? Now, I don't know if
yeah.
that's the case with this particular athlete. I don't know if that's the case because, like I said, I really wasn't aware of it. I told you I ain't really been
Mm,
following the NFL, so I hadn't heard about it. But like with the young man that you were talking about. I think it was in Ohio. I think
Right.
the high school football player. That was a young white girl. He was in a predominantly white town, and so I immediately it was, oh, he's lying. She's telling the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So add that into the mix with these when you do have the false accusations, which don't happen as often as people let you like would add, what am I trying to say? Would like to have you think, but they happen too much. You know, because one time is too many, to be quite honest with you. One time is too much.
No question. No question, brother. You're right. Mm-hmm. So
right. And then this also, like you said, he lost money. He lost his stock fell in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
He lost when you accuse somebody and it goes public, what's the first thing people going to do? They're going to stay away from you because you're radioactive and you're bad for business.
Right.
And it'll be like, say if they accused you, or it would be like, Dad, our man raped that woman. You know, you're gonna have to stay away. We're gonna have to distance ourselves from you. And not only that, long term, even after it's proven that the accusation is false, publicly, it takes a while for people to still, turn a blind eye and not say, oh, he did it. That's bull.
Right.
So it is damaging on that level.
Definitely. It's just a shame, man. It really is, man. So with that being said, I want to get into some other stuff, if you guys don't mind. Let me just change the conversation. You guys aren't done, aren't exactly finished with it. Yankees and Bryce Harper. I said some stuff before you guys got on. I don't know if you heard me.
I heard a bit of it.
Okay. Well, I'll repeat it for the people and also Mr. Chandler here who's with us tonight. Do the Yankees really need a Bryce Harper? I was really against this. I was really against it because you had the glut of outfielders out there already. But now, allegedly, he's taking reps at first base.
Yeah. He went to the Nationals and he said, take a couple, let me work out a little bit at first base. Never know, you might need me there.
Yeah, okay. There's no ulterior motive there, possibly. You have to forgive me. I was looking forward to a full season remember the promos, those radio promos on TV and stuff like that. I forgot what it was, but a full season of Greg Bird. You remember those promos? We haven't seen that. You know what I mean? I think that at first base, Bryce Harper, you might have to consider that. I don't like the price tag of what he's going to cost.
He want 300 million, 400 million.
Yeah. I know it's obscene. I don't like it, but you know what? I mean, apparently we're in this age of super teams, so why the fuck not? Why not? Why not?
See. Okay, let me breathe for a second.
Go ahead. You got a woosah?
Yeah. The New York Yankees have always been big game hunters, going back to when they were owned by Colonel Jacob Rupert. Okay.
Right.
They had Big Cat Johnny Mize and Enos Slaughter, and they got everybody. Okay. They had the Yankees have always had pretty much all stars at every position. Again, going back to when Jacob Rupert owned the team. Okay. That's how far back this goes. This tradition of the Yankees having all stars damn near at every position going on for 100 years.
Right.
I was against Harper coming here because I don't want to block Estevan Florial. Okay. I can listen. I don't care how well Aaron Hicks plays. Aaron Hicks can listen. I'll pack him up on the next thing smoking. Right. I'm not an Aaron Hicks fan. I'm never going to be an Aaron Hicks fan. I appreciate what he does. I will pack him up on the next thing smoking, just like I was glad to see Roberto Kelly go. All right.
Right.
Harper taking reps at first base. Now, this does help the Nationals because it makes it easier for them to get the kid Juan Soto in their lineup, and that kid is going to be a star. Okay, because they actually have 4 starting outfielders in Washington. So now, if Harper plays first base, you can put Soto in the outfield because Ryan Zimmerman is always hurt. He's been their first baseman. The dude breathes and he's on the disabled list, so it makes sense. Now, if Bryce Harper's willing to play first base, oh yeah, Greg Bird can go.
Right.
Let me be clear. I'm not a Greg Bird fan. I think it's a bunch of hype with Greg Bird. I think Greg Bird came up as a guy who had power to all fields and is potentially Gold Glove caliber first baseman, and he has somehow convinced himself that he has to be a pull hitter, which greatly diminishes his value to me, greatly diminishes his ability to hit. So he can go because I'll take an average and Bryce Harper's very athletically gifted. I'll take an average defensive first baseman with power to all fields who's actually going to hit the all fields. Bryce Harper's career 300 hitter.
Right.
How do you say no to that?
Right.
I don't. If he's willing to play first base, I don't see how the Yankees say no to it, especially since Manny Machado is insistent on playing shortstop. And honestly, right now, much as I love Manny, Didi Gregorius is a better defensive shortstop. Didi Gregorius is a better fit in a Yankee clubhouse. So if I got to choose between Didi and Manny Machado, and I wouldn't have said this last year, I choose Didi.
Okay, brother. Okay.
Well said.
Yeah. Okay. I can rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely rock with that. And again, Harper is a 300 career hitter. You can't refuse that. And again, I have to agree with your point that the Yankees have always had all-stars at damn near, if not all positions. So, why stop now? Why stop now? If the guy's available, he's willing to, they're willing to pay that price tag. He's willing to play first base. Yo, why not? And I was against him coming to the Bronx. We don't need this guy. Funny how shit changes over time, huh?
Yeah, Scott Boras is a very smart man because Scott Boras is the one that told him to tell him that, right?
Yep. I just said that in the chat. Go. They got a hole at first base. You're better than Greg. My mom's better than Greg Bird. Go take some. Go take some grounders at first, Bryce. Quickly.
Right.
Bryce said, and Bryce wants to be a Yankee because he's obsessed with is it Mickey Mantle?
Yeah, his father was a Mickey Mantle fan.
Right. So he's been adamant in saying he wants to come here. So hey, you want to be here? Let's go. Manny, we'll see you later. Unless you're gonna play third base, and then we got 5 superstars.
No, Manny can't play third because Andujar's got to stay there. I'm sorry, I'm not moving Andujar for Manny. I'm sorry, Manny. You know what I'm starting to see with Manny Machado?
What?
He's not a winning player. He's not a winning player.
Well, he played for the Orioles, right?
Yeah, I get that, but the Orioles have had, even in bad years, they've had guys. Adam Jones is a winning player. He's playing on a bad team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Chris Davis is not a winning player. Jonathan Scope, their second baseman, he's a winning player, but he's playing on a bad team. Manny ain't a winning player. Manny is a numbers hanger. All right. But Manny isn't going to. There are some guys who, by their mid presence in a baseball clubhouse, they're good for 5 wins. That ain't Manny. You know what I'm saying? When things go south, Manny does his own thing. He's like, I don't really care as long as I get my numbers. Like I said, I'm going south on him, man. Let him go to Philly. Because I think that's where he's going to go anyway. Let him go to Philly. Let them pay that money and have a dude at shortstop that's a statue. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying, Chandler, that he is he better suited to play third base than
Yeah,
shortstop? He's not. He's. I know he came up as a shortstop, and then they moved him to third for a while, and then he's back at short. Is he at this point? He should be his position should be third base as opposed to shortstop.
yeah, because he's outgrown the position. He's been at third for so long that his range is not limited. Manny's range, if you're not hitting it right at Manny, he ain't getting it now.
Mm,
Whereas, say 2 years ago, if you had switched them back, right?
Right.
mhm.
But see, at third, you don't really need a whole lot of range of movement as much as you need quick
Quick
reflexes.
reactions. Right.
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 Manny still got the great reactions. He still got a shortstop arm playing third base, which means that, listen, if he gets his hands on it, you're out. But
Mhm.
uh, Manny's not getting to that grounder in the hole anymore. It's going past him now,
Hmm.
you know. So, yeah, he's better suited to third base, but he wants to play shortstop. Let him go to Philly and complain about being a shortstop. And when they put him on third base, I don't want to hear that on my tape. I don't.
I feel you. I feel you. Hmm. Mark, you think I didn't hear from you much. Do you think Bryce should come to New York?
You talking to me? R?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you talking to me? R?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was saying, do you think Bryce should come to New York? What do you think?
Listen, man. If you can do it, do it. I'm all about winning, and hey, if you can make your team better and he wants to come here, I'm all for it. You know.
Okay.
Um but you know, the Yankees are trying to be fiscally responsible and not go to the luxury tax. Um
Okay.
him coming for 300 million, that would change all of that. They would probably go above the I mean, they do have people who are on their early
Hmm.
contracts like Judge and Sanchez and Glaber. So maybe they could live with paying Giancarlo the ridiculous money he's getting and then give Bryce ridiculous money. But then
Right.
where do you need money for pitching also because CC's gonna retire soon.
Hmm.
Um we need you're gonna in 3 years you're gonna need two starters. You
Which they have
acquire
coming.
maybe they acquire one now or one comes up from the farm system,
Hmm.
but they are in need of two starters. So I don't know
Okay.
if it's economical to get Bryce, but if you can get Bryce, get Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce.
Well,
Exactly. Yeah.
they'll
Nah.
be under the luxury tax this year.
Right.
So that means it resets for them. So they start
Okay.
all over.
Okay.
Boston is because of luxury tax, their payroll is close to 300 million because they're being
Mhm.
assessed the repeater tax. The Yankees would
Ooh.
reset. So they would be first time offenders when they go over after next season.
Right.
Okay.
So and that's why Hal Steinbrenner has been trying to get below this 192 because it resets the clock for them and allows them then to go out and spend say 30 million for Bryce. Now you're going to have
Hmm.
CC's 12 million. You're
Coming on.
probably coming off. You're going to have some other money coming off, the money for say the Neil Walkers of the world and Neil Walker's going to be going. That's another 4 or 5 million. So
What
that
about
gives you
Ellsbury?
who?
Ellsbury
No,
too? No.
he's still no. We got Ellsbury for 3 more years.
Oh my
Um,
God, Jesus.
yeah, 3 more years. So that right there is $16 million. You can get you a nice
Hmm.
starter for 16 million, especially since you have Loizaga, you got Herman, you have enough young players in the pipeline so that you're not paying. Let's look at it this way. You'll have Bryce
Hmm.
Harper making big money at first, Torres making no money at second, Didi
Right.
making
Right.
decent money at third, Andujar
I mean,
making no
sure.
money. I mean, at short. Andujar making no
Hmm.
money at third. Sanchez making no money at catcher. Judge making no money in right field. You'll have probably Florial instead of Hicks in center field making no money. And you'll have Hicks in left field making okay money.
And Gardner's gone
I think
because his
Gardner's going
deal is
after his
coming up.
contract. Yeah, I don't think Gardner's coming back. Hicks or Gardner, one of them has to go. Um,
Mhm.
Based on reading the tea leaves with the Yankees and Brian Cashman's love affair with Aaron Hicks, I think Gardner is the one who goes because
Right.
Florio is ready to come up. You can't keep blocking this kid. This kid's a superstar. So you bring Florio up, put him in center. You have Hicks and Stanton alternate time and left, and Stanton sometime in right. You know what I'm saying? And then your bench players is still Romine, who's still making no money. You're gonna have
Mhm.
Torres, who's still making no money. You'll have Tyler Wade, who's still making no money. You'll have Brandon Drury, who's still making no money. So fiscally, it works.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
hmm It truly does. Um. Wow. You know what? We're gonna move in the lane of the NBA at this time. We'll get into that whole Carmelo thing in a minute, but first I want to bring something up. Out in LA, our favorite Lonzo Ball. Now, we just recently seen the NBA offseason begin. Recently, we've seen certain moves. The Lakers have been basically the most active team, I should say. So thus far. Now, there's something interesting developing out of that. There's a report recently that Lonzo Ball's camp leaked his meniscus injury, um, so he would not be included in any trade scenarios. Hmm. I found this very interesting because I'm like, that makes to me it would make, and this is just an accusation now. I don't know if it's a fact, but I'm thinking about this. I'm like, well, how really shocking would this be? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, how out of whack would this be? I think it's pretty
Is
accurate.
it plausible?
It makes sense. It's very plausible because didn't the father? That's his dream to have all of his sons play in LA on the Lakers, and he had one
Right.
already. And now for him to be even mentioned as a trade trip out of LA, that had to seriously rock his world. Rock his world so much that he and the rest of the camp, whoever that may be, probably it's him, put this out there to keep his son in Lakerland. I kind of believe it. I kind of believe it. It makes sense to me. You know, it makes total sense to me.
So let me
What
ask
say
you
you,
this:
gentlemen?
would you be mad as the GM of the Lakers and as the owner of the Lakers, and Magic is the president? Would you be mad at them for doing
I
that?
I'd be pissed off. Yeah, I'd be pissed off. And they could be pissed off. We don't know that. We don't know that. This is something that's being discussed behind closed doors, kept under wraps. You understand?
Right.
Then they'll probably come out with a nice, clean, phony ass statement about it. You understand? After it's all said and done, I'll be pissed initially, for sure.
Hey, my thing is, LeVar's been shrewd. He's been shrewd in some of his dealings, and he's
hmm
been an ass in other dealings.
hmm
So,
Would this
um,
constitute a shrewd
huh?
move? Would this constitute a shrewd move?
It's shrewd, but it's also an asshole move because
Uh,
the team usually wants to stay in front of all stories, and this is a situation where if they did do that, the Lakers weren't in front of that story, and now they have to get out in front of it, you
yeah.
know, to keep any negativity away. Um, Listen, I'm hard on Lonzo, but Lonzo is an NBA player. It's debatable whether he'll be a superstar or just a good. role player for the next 10, 12 years. And ain't nothing wrong with that either. He could be Derek Fisher. You know, not saying he plays like Derek Fisher, but you know, Derek Fisher carved out a nice niche and career for himself. We know LeVar is very, 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 very hands-on. And that's something out of their playbook.
I have a question.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I have a very reasonable question.
Sure.
Okay.
When the Philadelphia 76ers leaked information about Jahlil Okafor, was that
Right.
okay? Was that okay? So that it would hurt his value, so that teams would not offer as much for him, so they could trade him basically for a bag of balls. Was that okay?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Wait. When they did the same thing to Nerlens Noel, was that okay? And I could go down a list of things that teams have done to hurt player stock. When teams leak information about players failing drug tests, things that are supposed to be confidential, is that okay?
No.
So then when a player, but nobody's ever had a problem with that. But when a player does it, how could he do that to the team? He is taking control of the narrative, because the team, if the team wanted to get rid of him and leaking news of him being injured would help them, a la the San Antonio Spurs and Kawhi Leonard, they would do it in a heartbeat. I don't blame him for doing it if he did it. I applaud him for doing it. You don't want to be traded? Do what you got to do to stay there. Fuck them. Because they would do it to him in a heartbeat. They would trash his reputation. They would impugn his character. They would leak anything they needed to leak so that they could move him.
Right. Well,
and we are watching it play out with the San Antonio Spurs with this new nonsense about what he hid in a doctor's office. They came in the front door. He climbed out a window, shimmied down the drain pipe.
Chandler, let me piggyback a little bit on where you're going. What Phil Jackson did to Carmelo, we didn't like that. No New York fan like what the hell Phil did to Carmelo, except for the fanatics.
Well, there you go, because you had a lot of fans defending Phil on that.
They did, and I flame they silly asses on Twitter all the time. I'm like, you smoking, man? Phil is he was messing up, but I get what you're saying, and I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad at them for doing what they're doing, because we saw Wilmer Flores. He got out of being traded by crying on the field. And he might be on the block again, and he's adamant on, I don't want to lead the Mets. This been the organization I've been with since I'm 16. So I understand the player's point of view, and I understand, the team's point of view is business. And it's bad on both sides, but I understand both sides, but it's especially bad for the team to do what they do when they castigate somebody's character, and when they make them look like they're damaged goods, and they may not be damaged goods. That's not right.
No, it's not right. However, I'm gonna say this. Yes, it's wrong for teams to do that. I do agree. But my thing is this, I don't like the fact that perhaps they stopped the Lakers from acquiring a very good player to help them go further than they would be as constituted right now. You understand? As crazy as that sounds, but that's just what it is. I don't think that was correct. I'm sorry. I just don't like that.
But wait, are you just saying that because it's Lonzo and it's the Ball family and LeVar may be behind it?
No, that's a lie. Hold on. That might have a little something to do with it. A little bit. but that might have a little something to do with it. But I'm just saying they might have been entertaining another deal, including Mr. Ball,
Right.
in which he could shipped somewhere for a maybe a very good player, maybe a
Right.
superstar in a package. I just think that's not right. I'm sorry.
Hey.
And again, maybe it's the angle of both sides being wrong, but in this particular case, I find fault with it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick with that narrative. I do find fault with it.
Right. Well, you know what? It's a cat and mouse game with everybody because it's all about money.
Mhm.
It's all
For
about
sure.
making the right deal for the team. That's right for the team, and it's all about where the player wants to be and where they want to go. Um, so for me, it's no. I can't be too mad at either side, but I'll say it's more inflammatory on the team and the things that they
Mhm.
do. You know, I can't.
Okay.
I had to get at it. I have to get at people who say, you know, they should stay with the team, then stay
Mhm.
loyal, blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, Maurice Cheeks got told on his doorstep with his family by a news crew that he got traded from the Philadelphia 76ers after playing there for 10
Mhm.
years or more and giving them blood, sweat, and tears. And
Mhm.
if you look at his career and you read the articles, he was fucked up for like a year and a half after being traded. He did not want to get traded from Philly,
Mhm.
and he went to San Antonio and he sucked the first year he was there. For the first year and a half there, he wasn't the same player. And
Mhm.
yo, it's just business needs to be better on both sides, but I'll take the player's side before I take, management side because management is just fucked up.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm always gonna side with the player because
Mhm.
they're looked at as
Cattle.
yeah, they're looked at as and yeah, I'll use the word cattle, chattel, um, tools, whatever word you want to use to show them as objects. They're things. They're
Right.
not people
Mhm.
to these organizations. They're they're
Right.
Mm-hmm.
they're 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 inventory. Okay,
Ah, like that one.
they're inventory. Oh, we need to rotate this piece out. So when any player decides to take control of that, I'm gonna support the player. This whole loyalty thing, I've never believed in because this is a business.
Right. Of course,
I
I
know
agree with that.
fans are invested. Okay,
Right.
fans talk about loyalty. Yeah, you can say that because you ain't the one whose life is impacted. You're not the one.
Right.
Listen, Lonzo Ball in San Antonio ain't getting half the endorsements he's got now. Let's be clear. Okay, nobody
Mhm.
gives a
Right.
damn about Lonzo Ball in San Antonio. Ask Clyde Drexler how much money he lost out on playing in Portland
Right.
all those years. Okay,
Right.
to this day, people forget Clyde Drexler was even in the NBA because he played Portland. All right, they're like, man, whatever happened to that dude from Phi Slamma Jamma? Like, oh,
They
Clyde
remember him
what?
from Houston. They don't remember
Yes,
him from Portland, really.
exactly.
Unless you were a historian and you really a basketball fan.
Right, and he
Right.
was a top 50
Right.
player, and people like, yeah, he was
Right.
at the University of Houston with a team and Benny and the
Mhm.
Jets. Like, he played in the NBA, right? Really? He
Mhm.
played in the NBA. So, like I said, I don't blame. I get where you coming from, but if this wasn't Lonzo Ball, then no, then it wouldn't have been the other reports which are being leaked from the Lakers. Obviously, wouldn't even be coming out. And then
And it'd be
again,
a
like I
smaller
Mhm.
said,
story.
exactly. And then, like I said, when they brought in, remember when I asked, I said, I didn't see why they brought in Rajon Rondo.
Right.
I didn't
Right.
understand that because Rondo's not coming in there to mentor. He's coming in there to start.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
this goes
Did you
back to
hear
that
what he
whole thing.
said?
No, what do
He
you say?
said, basically the Lakers say it's an open competition. He said the professional right political thing. Yo,
Mhm.
we gonna compete. May the best man win. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But Rondo's a starter and he's coming to
Hmm.
start or
Exactly.
Exactly.
hopefully win that job.
Right. But
I
they
mean,
brought
I
him there
don't
on
know
a
why
1 year deal.
anybody.
Go ahead, Brian.
You know, what? I'm sorry, Chandler. I don't know why anybody would think otherwise. That just really amazes me. I'm like, seriously, you really think he's going to be starting before Rajon Rondo? Get out of here. What's wrong with you?
So then, if you look at it from the ball standpoint, right? Let's say Lonzo
Mm-hmm.
has worked on his shot and he actually can make a jump shot now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rajon Rondo will probably get the starting nod because LeBron James don't like playing with young players. We've already established that. He don't like playing with young players. Okay?
Okay.
He doesn't. Look at any of his stops and tell me how soon did he get there? Did they start shipping out the young guys to get a bunch of veterans in there? We already know that. But
Mm-hmm.
here's what's gonna happen. And see, this is where you play the long game. If I'm Lonzo Ball, I leaked that. I'm still on the Lakers. Okay, I'm coming off the bench, but I'm hitting shots. And Rajon Rondo can't hit the broadside of a freaking barn. Okay, guess what's going to happen? They're gonna start saying, "Dude, why isn't Lonzo starting?" Especially if the Lakers get
Right.
off to a slow start and Rondo is just breaking the, you know what I'm saying? He building
Yeah.
houses out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really look at it from, okay, I'm betting on myself, Lonzo Ball. Okay, I'm gonna go work on my jump shot. I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna make y'all keep me, and then I'm gonna make y'all start me because the dude you brought in ain't better than me. Now, if Rondo outplays him, then he outplays him, and guess what? You bet on yourself and you lost. But I'd rather
Right.
Right.
you bet on yourself than not.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Also, listen, Rondo has some mileage. He had a serious injury. He's what, 32? Um, Lonzo is taller and longer, so I noticed Rondo in pick and roll situations against bigger players, he gets lazy in that
Mm.
regard. Not like he was when he was 23. He's gonna let the big man have his way, and he's not really gonna play hard in that aspect on defense. And
Okay.
it's gonna be interesting watching them in camp and hearing, how they go and watching them on the floor and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, in other news in the NBA, I just saw this was in our group. I didn't realize that, Mac. We needed to talk about this, man. Um, did you hear about this? Kyrie Irving reportedly never wanted
Yeah.
LeBron James back in Cleveland.
Yeah, I wrote that down. That was something I wanted to bring up tonight. I'm glad
Okay.
you did. And yeah, I read
Hmm.
the article. Um Kyrie needs to be a little classy, but I understand, you want to be the top dog, so you going to say top dog type things. But Kyrie has to remember, before LeBron got there, your team was bad and you were the leader of that bad team.
Right.
And but you know what? Kyrie also they don't get a title unless he and LeBron both play well in that series where they won, because they both did what they needed to do to get them to win.
Right.
This is not news to you guys, is it? That he didn't want to back date. That's
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not.
he's been saying that since LeBron first came back.
Right.
He was upset. They literally had to placate him when they told him about the trade. He asked to be
Hmm.
Right.
traded when LeBron first said he was going back to Cleveland. Kyrie Irving asked for a trade.
Right.
Wow. Hmm.
This
And
is
that's
why
when I
I
wanted
don't
him
want.
on the Knicks.
Yeah,
But I
and
don't
that's
want
why
him
I
on the
don't.
Knicks right now.
Right. That's why I don't want Kyrie Irving on my team. And people keep telling me, "Oh, but look at his talent. Kyrie Irving's not a winning player." I don't give a damn what happened with LeBron James. He ain't a winning player.
Right.
Because
Right.
if you would rather be the best player on a bad team,
Yeah.
okay, if it's more important for you to be top dog than it is to win, I don't want you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're always gonna be that guy. You always they said LeBron, I guess, spoke to him during a game in the season prior to him coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, keep doing what you're doing. One day, I might be coming to play with you. He was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. We don't need you. We don't need you.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking, I'm like, you were still a lottery team. And let's be fair, Cleveland did draft bums.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
Anthony
Mhm.
Bennett. Wiggins hasn't developed. I know dudes was like, yo, they shouldn't have traded Wiggins. Wiggins It's promised there, but Wiggins hasn't developed like he should have. And Tristan Thompson is Tristan Kardashian or whoever he wants to be, whatever Instagram model he tricking with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like I said, man, I just found that kind of funny, to be honest. I was like, wow, okay, you know, that's something to talk about real quick.
I
Also,
got something real quick.
yeah, oh yeah,
And
please.
this is why when these fans start wanting to blame players for the escalation of salaries, I tell them they're a
Right,
bunch of a-holes.
right.
Zach LaVine is about to get $78 million.
80.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
what universe, what alternate quantum reality, right? Has Zach LaVine done anything to tell you that he is worth being one of if not the highest paid player on your team? What has he
Wait a
done to
minute.
show you that he's a franchise changing player?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's won the
Can
dunk
I answer?
contest.
Oh, he took my thunder.
Oh, I'm
Wait,
sorry, my bad.
wait, and his sister is fly.
Okay.
But no, you know what? I like Zach LaVine, but he's overpaid, and his buddy Aaron Gordon got paid too. Another one, he got 80
Exactly.
million.
Yeah.
And Aaron Gordon's sister is fly too.
Oh Lord.
But do both of those guys? I like both of those guys. Do they both deserve 20 million a year
Look, I mean,
at this
look,
point?
you deserve whatever somebody's willing to pay you. My
Of
thing is,
course.
if you're the general manager, right? How do you tell how you sell to your fan base we're going to win when this is the guy who's leading your team? But you're gonna have these fans to now watch and see. They're gonna tell you that the Bulls are gonna be a better team this year because they kept Zach LaVine. They're gonna be just as freaking bad as they were last year.
Well,
They're a
you know
bad
what?
team.
I like him on their team, but I also like the young guy they drafted last year. He's pretty good. They got some players. I don't like their GM and I don't like their coach.
No. Same there. Now, I heard something out of Minnesota. Jimmy Butler's unhappy out there.
Right.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard
Yep.
he wants out of Minnesota. Him and Kyrie are supposed to be destined for here. I'll take Jimmy Butler to the Knicks, but I don't want Kyrie here.
Yep. Yep.
Nah, that's okay. I'll pass. And
Oh,
besides, what's up?
well, no. I'll save that for later. But y'all don't like Jimmy Butler?
I like Jimmy
What's
Butler. I don't want Jimmy Butler because you went to Minnesota. You want first of all, you pissed and moaned the entire time in Chicago because Derrick
right?
Rose and Joakim Noah were viewed as the leaders of that team. And you pissed and moaned, I need to be the leader. I want to be the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. Look at me. I'm the man. Okay. When you finally got a chance to be the man, you didn't like coach. Oh, the coach is terrible, but I'm the man. This coach is bad. Okay. You went to Minnesota with a coach that you love. I love me some Tom Thibodeau. Let me tell you about Tom Thibodeau. I love me some Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau. I just love the tips. I love the tips. Right? I love calling it like the cat. The cat. I love the cat. Calling Anthony Towns. I love him. Right? Yeah. And Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins is great. I'm gonna be a leader. I'm gonna teach these young fellas, these old young whippersnappers got the whip behind the ears with the Similac breath. I'm gonna teach them. After one season, I hate these kids. Oh, Instagram, damn heaven, Twitter feed heaven, bums. All y'all want to do listen to that damn mumble rap. What's wrong with you, young whippersnappers? Now they're all terrible and you want to go. If you quit after bitching that much to become the leader, and you're willing to quit after 1 year, a very successful year, when you think about it, right?
Yeah, they had a good year. I like them.
Yes. And now you're ready to leave because it's too hard to be the leader, because it's too hard to relate to these young teammates. It's too hard for you to figure out a way to get them to pull on the same rope as you. Why in the hell would I want you on my team?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
That's
It's
true.
the Charles Barkley syndrome.
Right. Well.
Didn't we see Charles Barkley do this? Bitch and moan everywhere he went.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jimmy's just doing
Mm.
it in a nicer way. Charles Barkley was naming names. He was naming names.
Mm.
Coaches, players, GM, owner. He was going in on everybody.
I mean,
Mm.
think about having those two dudes on your team, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler,
Nah,
and
it don't
anytime
work.
something goes wrong, they're gonna start finger pointing.
KP don't rebound enough. He's 7'4". He
It
don't
ain't my fault.
rebound.
It ain't my fault we ain't winning. I told y'all we should have got such and such. It ain't my fault we ain't winning. These guys won't listen. It ain't. It's never that. It's never Kyrie Irving's fault that his teams didn't win. It's never Jimmy Butler's fault. It's always someone else's fault. But he wants to be in charge. I don't get
Right.
how again this stuff get. Well, I know how it gets glossed over because the media is spinning a narrative about these guys,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of people paying attention, they're just lapping it up. But if you look at what Jimmy Butler has done in Chicago and now in Minnesota, I see a pattern. I see a
Mm-hmm.
pattern of a guy who says, "I confess you did it."
Right. Huh. I confess you did. I gotta tell you, I'll be honest. I like Jimmy Butler, but not really a lot. You
Right.
know,
Right.
to me,
I'm
he's
not.
kind of like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not. To me, he's kind of like okay. That's the best way I can put it. I mean, I'm like, all right, whatever. It's nothing.
And he was injured. He was injured last year. He's sort of damaged
I
goods too.
I know, but
I
even
don't.
when he was with Chicago, and I'm just like still like, okay, that's cute.
I'm
I just never took
I'm
him serious
real
like that.
leery of players that played for Tom Thibodeau. I like Tom Thibodeau as a coach, but we know what he does. He burns dudes out. Luol Deng should be still playing, and he should still be starting or
Mhm.
playing significant minutes, but he burned that dude out. He burned Derrick Rose out. He burned Joakim Noah out.
Mhm.
Play those guys heavy, heavy minutes.
Heavy minutes. Okay, okay. So he was like kind of like a Mike D'Antoni.
Even worse because he
Oh my
he demands that they play both ends of the floor.
God. Okay, so he was worse then.
Yeah.
All right, I hear you. But again, I don't need to see that guy in the Big Apple. I'm not a fan of the New York Knicks, trust me. But I don't want to see that. I just don't want to see that period, especially with Kyrie, and that's it. That's okay. Thanks, but no thanks. Um,
Right.
speaking of the Knicks or a former Knick, we talked about this earlier a little bit. Carmelo Anthony, the expected buyout from OKC,
Right.
and apparently Houston Rockets are interested in bringing him aboard if
It's
that
not
goes
gonna
down.
work.
Not gonna work, Mac.
Hey, has Mike D'Antoni changed from the guy he was when he coached here? Is he changed from the guy he was when he coached in LA? He
Mm.
he's the guy who wanted to turn what they did to Melo in OKC. He wanted him to be a stretch four and he wanted him to be a spot up shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what we seen in OKC this year? How'd that look?
Uh,
It didn't look
it
really
didn't look
good.
too good. No.
You know, Melo managed to he shot the most threes in his career and he made the most threes in his career, but Melo isn't a spot up shooter and he's not a stretch four. I don't know what the GMs and the coaches are thinking that's not his game. He's a well-rounded offensive player who scores from everywhere, from
Mm-hmm.
inside all the way to the three line. So, it's not going I don't see it working in Houston. I don't see him and Harden meshing because Harden's going to pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball till he decides to either shoot, drive, or draw one of them funky fouls that he draws, which is about 10 to 12 a night.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope Melo doesn't go to Houston. I don't want him to go there. His career will die if he goes there.
Okay, well, where do you think a possible landing place from should be?
I don't know. I heard the Lakers. I don't
Mhm.
see it. I don't see him fitting there either.
Right,
But I know Chandler has said we talked about players not wanting to adjust themselves. Carmelo said that OKC didn't tell him they needed to have the conversation with him. Maybe a team needs to have the conversation with Melo. Listen,
right.
we think you'd be more effective coming off the bench and being our sixth man as
Mhm.
opposed to you starting. Can
Right.
you ride with that?
Yeah, yeah. That's a conversation to be had. No, I don't even disagree with that. You know.
Yeah.
hmm
I-
mhm.
Philly and Portland are the only two spots he can go if he
I don't
still
want
wants to be the Carmelo Anthony that he's always been.
Okay.
right.
If you look at style of play, again, I go back to like Julius Irving, Elvin Hayes. There's a laundry list of guys who retired rather than come off the bench because they were used to being a certain level of player, and
Right.
mentally they couldn't adjust. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
faulting them for that because you know what? If you're not built for that, then be honest. I say, listen, man, I'm not built to be a sub, man. I'd rather go home. Okay, I'd rather be on a bad team, getting my
Right.
points. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how I'm wired. If you
Right.
look at what Houston does, he get the ball less in Houston than he got it in Oklahoma City. He get less
Well,
passes. You know what I'm
playing with
saying?
Harden, yes.
In LA, you got a ball hog in Rondo. You got a
hmm
ball hog in Lance Stevenson. You got Kyle Kuzma who needs shots. You got Brandon Ingram who needs shots.
Yeah,
You
that
got
won't work.
LeBron James who's a ball hog. That ain't working. Okay, because once
Right.
again, you got Melo standing in the corner talking about what am I supposed to do with this now? With 3 seconds left on the damn shot clock. I need 10 seconds to get into my rhythm. If you know what I'm saying? So so to me, Houston is out, LA is out.
Mhm.
Who's the third team? Golden State, nope,
Nah, they
doesn't
nah.
work.
No.
So if you look at style of play and shots, style of play and shots, it's Philly. Philly has a need at the power forward because that's what Carmelo is now. He's a power forward.
Mhm.
Right.
All right. Philly has a need at the power forward. Now you put Melo there with Joel Embiid, who you gonna double in the block? The Melo
Right.
can step out to the 3 point line and beyond, dump it down to Embiid. And you can't
Mhm.
double Embiid because he's gonna kick it back out to Melo. If you put Melo on the block, you got Embiid out there. You double on Melo, he kicking the Embiid, Embiid can hit the outside jumper. You
Right.
put Melo in Portland. They actually don't have a power forward in Portland. Mo Harkless has been playing at power forward. Mo
Mhm.
Harkless. I love Mo Harkless. Mo Harkless ain't a four. All right. Now you put Melo out there with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I would honestly say that I could see Portland taking somebody to the seventh game with a chance to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Interesting. Okay, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that. Because I'll be honest with you, when you first put Portland out there, you said Philly first, then you said Portland. I was like, whoa, it kind of hit me. I was like, that makes sense because if we're talking about Carmelo playing the way that Carmelo wants to play, that makes perfect sense. I'm not going to front.
You better go
So
to
yeah.
Philly.
What are you
Somebody
trying
in
to
the
say?
group, huh?
That's what we're trying to say. He stands a better chance of making the Eastern Conference Finals with Philly than the Western Conference with
Yeah.
Portland.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a discussion with the group earlier today, and they said
Mhm.
they don't see the Lakers being more than a fifth or sixth seed. And I'm like, you're bugging. Let's take a look at the playoff teams in the West.
Mhm.
Now, and they say the West is stacked, but there's only been two teams coming out of the West the past
Mhm.
6 years. Is
Right.
Golden State and San Antonio. You know why? D'Antoni is D'Antoni and Houston is Houston. Chris Paul gets injured every year, and we watch Harden shoot them out. Him and everybody else on their team shot themselves out of the playoffs. That's why they
Mhm.
lost. Um, Portland, I like Damian Lillard, but they're not going no. They're like the Toronto of the Western Conference.
Oh wow.
You know, he gonna score his points, him and CJ McCollum, and they're not gonna go further than the second round. Utah's very young. Um, OKC is OKC. You know, Westbrook is Westbrook. So second round, maybe they get to a conference final. That's about it. Denver is a team on the rise. They got some nice young pieces. They're not ready. New Orleans could be a problem. They
Yeah,
keep
I see that.
tinkering with they keep tinkering with their team, and AD keeps getting better every year. This year he got some MVP nods.
Right.
Next year I'm looking at him to take it even further and possibly be in the race for MVP. And I like the team that they have now. You know him. They got the get the white guy's name, but I like the way him and AD played once Boogie Cousins got hurt, and they got that kid from Chicago, and they got Ingram now, so they got a nice little crew, and
Hmm.
that's how the West stacks up to me. I see LA being the second or third best team in the Western Conference.
Right. Okay. All right. We'll see how it shakes out. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
Uh,
the other thing for
yes.
Carmelo is he would finally go to a city where he would be beloved. If Carmelo
Hmm.
Anthony went
Right.
to Portland, right, they would listen. They would love him because he would fill a need for them and he would give them points. The team would be good because the Portland fans are
Right.
real easy. If you show up every night, we love
They
you.
love you.
Yeah.
If you voluntarily come to Portland, right? Like if you choose to come to Portland, we love you. Listen, Rasheed Wallace, they for all of the Jailblazers crap and everything else, Rasheed Wallace and Portland fans still love him. Okay, with
Yo,
all
those
that
Portland
Jailblazer crap.
teams were good.
Yes,
Those teams were good.
you know what I'm saying. I mean, so I think for Melo, I like Portland because I think he would finally be with a fan base where
Mhm.
even on social media, he would be hearing all the crap that he's heard in Denver, New York, and Oklahoma City.
Mhm.
Right. Well, you know what? I for, for the most part, I try to read comments on stories that are posted. He
Mhm.
kind of got a mixed bag in OKC. They weren't totally hating on him, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. That coach need to go, man.
Well, he's
Listen,
not
if
going anywhere yet.
I, I listen, I know basketball, man. You don't stick Carmelo in a corner, go ahead, shoot, man. No, that's not him. You gotta let him. He's a volume scorer, and as Patrick Ewing said, I need my touches.
Yep. That's really what it comes down to, and that's why I like Portland. Because actually, after McCollum and Damian Lillard, who's taking shots in Portland?
Right.
Not a lot of people.
Myers
No.
Leonard. Myers Leonard can't get off the bench anymore out there. Like I said, Mo Harkless was their third option. You want
Right.
to talk about an upgrade? Okay, Carmelo Anthony, even in his status, is still an upgrade, hell of an upgrade over Mo Harkless.
Oh,
You
big
know,
time.
Right.
Mhm.
so and like you said with the West, San Antonio's done now.
Yeah.
Tony Parker went to the Charlotte Hornets. What the hell?
I know.
Well, I think San Antonio told him, "Yo, we gonna move on from you. It's been great. We're gonna put your 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 jersey in the Raptors." But
At
you
that
know,
um, at that point, he should be just retired. Don't sign with. Oh,
But he
come
still
on.
wants to play. He still wants to
17
play.
years to be his
I
18th
know.
year.
Still, man.
Y'all know he been playing since he was what 18, 19?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And this is why I said to y'all earlier,
Hmm.
I don't know if Popovich is coming back.
Right. Yeah.
I truly believe that Popovich is on the fence about coming back, especially with Tony Parker leaving. I think Popovich might have said to him, listen, man, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So
Right.
maybe you just need to do what's best for you. I
Right.
don't think you know what I'm saying? I think we
Don't let
definitely got
me
to go in
hold
a
you
different
back.
direction. Right. But don't stay for me. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Right.
stay for me because the team, I don't know if the team is even going to try to pay you. Don't stay for me, bro. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Yo, I got a question for y'all in regards to Kawhi Leonard. I didn't read the article, but people basically were referring to him as a bitch for just being not saying anything, being real low key. Is he wrong in anything he's doing, and is he a bitch right now?
I don't think so. But this
Mhm.
is when this is what we were just talking about with the Lonzo Ball thing.
Right.
They are going out of their way to slander this young man, and it's to the point now where, and this is going to be what's said about him going forward for the rest of his career. Um,
Mm,
they have labeled him
yep.
unfairly, unjustly, just like Elvin Hayes got labeled as a selfish player. That label stuck. Bob McAdoo got labeled as a selfish player when he wasn't a selfish player. That label stuck. Carmelo Anthony has been labeled as a selfish
Yep.
player. That label stuck. They stick
Yep.
labels on you. And
Yeah.
it is the organization doing this in cahoots with their media people. Okay.
Yeah.
They
Mm-hmm.
have stuck. So I don't blame Kawhi Leonard at this point. I don't blame him for how he's conducted things. I don't blame him for not trusting that organization. I don't blame
Right.
him for the way he's dealt with that organization because
Right.
now you see what the San Antonio Spurs are really about.
Oh man. Wow.
Well, it's business. It's business. Business can. What did Wesley Snipes say in New Jack City? It's
It's business.
business, never
Never personal.
personal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think Kawhi is a bitch, to be perfectly honest. I,
Right.
I think that a whole bunch of hooey. You understand what I'm saying? And like Chandler said, I just don't like the way they're doing this. You know what I'm saying? I really don't
Yeah.
like it. So
Yeah.
you know,
Like Chandler was saying, that's people like to label. I have to get at Nick fans when they say dumb shit like Carmelo's a cancer. I'm like,
so please.
"N- nobody's ever said a bad word about Carmelo on any team he's been on. Where do you get that
Hmm.
from? They
Right.
try to say he disparaged Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin hasn't said a bad thing about
No,
Carmelo.
no. Well, that's
You know,
because let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. When it comes to those fans, yeah, you know what team I'm talking about. When it comes to them, they're just irrational. They're irrational. They have no. Let's keep it funky now. Let's keep it for real. They got they don't even wear boxes. They wear panties, and they're all caught
and
up in, you know what
thongs.
I'm saying? Yeah, thongs. The thongs are all caught up, backed up, whatever the case may be, twisted, and it's irritating them. You understand? That's just what it is. Straight, no, for real. I'm being dead ass, man, because it's just ridiculous with this logical
Right.
bullshit that be coming out their mouth, man. I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here. You know what you're talking about. Come to me when you regain your senses and you making sense.
He's
Then
a
we can talk.
he's a
Until then, get the hell out of my
cancer.
face.
It's a
Yeah, okay.
cancer. R.
Okay, exactly. Hmm. And then the next thing come out the mouth, oh, well, we get this guy. I'm like, yo, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, there's no hope.
And,
There's
and,
no hope.
and you know San Antonio's doing this to diminish his trade value, right? So they
Yep.
don't have to.
Right.
So that teams, when they ask these teams, um, or they're basically trying to make it so that teams will give them what they want.
Hmm.
Certain teams, because
Right.
there's going to be teams that now are no longer going to touch Kawhi Leonard. Okay,
Hmm.
Mm.
so now you've limited the field to just these teams. You can say, well, listen, man, if you don't want them, but your fan base, with everything that's said about them, we get them for a steal. Just give us this. You understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying? This is being done strategically by the San Antonio Spurs. This is being
Yeah.
done strategically, um, and it's just wrong across the board. And like I said, 5 years from now, this is what they're going to remember about Kawhi Leonard. This nonsense about he was hiding from the Spurs people when they came in New York, and now you got people doing memes, and I'm not hiding from the Spurs. The Spurs are hiding from all this other nonsense. This is it. You know what, man? This is why I will never side with any organization in a conflict with a player. This is why.
Right.
I feel
Right.
you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely hear you on that. Well, gentlemen, I might have to call this a night now,
Okay.
unless you would keep it going.
I
Cause
have to go. I got some.
Okay.
Chandler, I'm gonna hit you up in the morning. I got some more. I'm gonna have some more stuff for you, brother.
Oh, and also, Mr. Chandler, congrats on your test run. I didn't get a chance to check it out, but I will tomorrow. Definitely, I'll have some time to do so, and I'm looking forward to it. I just wanted to shout that out to you.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, he muted. I'm trying to give him props that he muted me. How about that?
Oh, damn.
Good.
See how he do us? See how he do us, son? See that? You see that? See that?
I'm looking forward to hearing it tomorrow. So thanks for including me in that. And I definitely want to check it out tomorrow. So I appreciate that, brother. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll give you feedback.
Good show tonight. Good show tonight,
Yes,
fellas.
Thank you. A few other people will call in, but I'll get at them tomorrow. All right.
Yep.
But this has been In the Paint, and of course we'll be back on Monday and at our call-in show, not the live stream, but the call-in. The number is 347-426-3634. Monday night at between hours of 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, because we always bring it real and funky, and that's just how we get down here on In the Paint. Try to keep it lively for y'all. So for Maxis 11, my man Chandler, peace, good night. This is R. Jones, big brother. You already know.
Peace. Have a great weekend, everyone. Peace.
You as well, brother.